Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025, and I'm going to do a 2 day recap of the View. Yesterday, they talked about um, the Orange Cheeto uh, tearing down the East Wing of the White House to put up his fucking ballroom. He said very specifically nothing in the original structure would be touched. It's going to come close to it, but not touch it. Caroline Levitt said nothing was he wasn't going to tear, and and when it started, there was a lot of apologists that said, "Oh, he's just tearing down that portico on the outside that was put in the '40s to cover up that bunker and let people in." He's torn down the entire East Wing of the White House without any authority. National Parks has said he's got to rebuild it exactly the way it was at his own expense. But of course, that's just a strongly worded letter, which means nothing. Nothing. He bulldozed the East Wing of the White House, and no one is stopping him. Where the fuck is any former president to say that's egregious? It's not legal. Yeah, there's the whole thing. There's I've read so many. He can do it under this blah blah blah, but it's not allowed. Nah, 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 nah. It's like there's so it like we need to fucking simplify this fucking country, and just say, you know what, the president doesn't get to fuck with the White House. You can redecorate the Oval Office and the living quarters. Everything else is off limits. It's a national historic fucking monument. And he tore it the fuck down. Do you know how many people in the country have to apply to their like town board to change the color of their front door because they live in a historic district? That is such bullshit, and it makes me so Timmy mad. Timmy mad. So mad that I've forgotten all of the other things that I wanted to be mad about in this entire rant today. That makes me so angry. And I know it's just a building, who cares, but it's literally our house. We own it. He's just a tenant. He doesn't even pay fucking rent. It's so egregious and so emblematic of the fact that he just wants to be a king. There's no permits. There's no even permits in DC for him to do this. Oh, it's so frustrating. Well, I, well, I know one other thing from yesterday. Corinne Jean Pierre, fuck you. That is exactly what we don't need from the Democratic Party. Yes, we are pissed that they went after Joe Biden. But leaving the Democratic Party isn't the win that you think it is. This is the opportunity to fucking change the Democratic Party from within so that we can get better candidates in the primaries to get rid of all this establishment bullshit corporate fucking assholes that have been there for too long. Or even not too long. Fucking John Fetterman. Like, it. The way we get better um, candidates is through the primary. And you can't vote in the primary if you aren't a Democrat. Leaving the party isn't helping. There's a One hair. Um, oh, that just pisses me off. I get the frustration, I get the anger. I'm angry too. Different situation on the Republican side. I don't understand why anyone wants to call themselves a Republican now if they aren't MAGA, because you aren't fixing that situation. We have a groundswell coming up in the Democratic Party of, anti-establishment, anti-corporate, uh, what we call progressive candidates. And all of their ideas actually are, quite frankly, very popular with the American people and quite in line with the Republican Party's ideas of the 1980s socially, when they were socially liberal but conservatively fiscal. Now the Republican Party is just filled with assholes. I think that leads me to the next point. Um, and I don't remember entirely what it is. I know Whoopi got all worked up about it. Um, there may have been cocktails this evening. All right, listen, I got a lot going on. But I did literally just watch today's episode, and now I can't remember what it's about, but I know it made me angry. There was a point when Whoopi said it's up to them, which really annoyed me because she was like, the government shut down people. Because it's like, well, wait, you keep telling us it's up to us. So we don't have any power or we do have any power? Like, make up your mind. Uh, and I know, yeah, great. It's up to us if we ever get to vote again. And uh, I don't know. I'm gonna give up because I'm not gonna come up with it about what happened in today's show. Um, and that upsets me. But it's it's frustrating to watch these women kind of joke about it. It's frustrating to really watch Amy Alyssa Fairfarley Griffin go into these, points of minutia about um, polling and what's a good look and what's not a good look. And he's suing the Justice Department for $230 million for the pain and suffering for going after him for the crimes he committed. And he's suing a Justice Department that now he has basically created control over. So it's a blank fucking check. I don't want my tax dollars going to him. I don't want my tax dollars going to Argentina to shore up their um, farming industry when ours is dying because of his tariffs. What happened to America first? I thought isn't it supposed to be America first? And the whole argument that, and Amy Elsa Fairfarley Griffin keeps making it about, he won because of an economy and green groceries. No, that's not the fuck what he won on. And that narrative is so fucking tired. He won because whatever you hated, he represented. If you whatever you wanted to hate, he was on board. If you were a pedophile, he was on board. If you hated homos, if you hated blacks, if you hated immigrants, if you hated, and it doesn't matter. Whatever you hated, he ticked the box. That's what he won on. He won on bigotry. I've said this from the beginning. In addition to the fact that I'm pretty confident that Elon Musk And his Starlink whole thing changed a bunch of votes, and they cheated because, again, Trump has admitted as much multiple times in the Oval Office in front of press. If they didn't rig the election for me, where would I be? He's said it over and over again. They rigged it for me. He's admitted it. The American media does not seem to give a flying fuck about holding him to task at all. So here we are. What are we supposed to do? Because, quite frankly, as much as the No King's March felt really uplifting, it feels really fucking hopeless because there isn't anyone on a federal level who's actually doing anything to stop it. There have been projects in my tiny little town upstate where once it was known that it was going against the civic code, construction was shut down. Nobody stopped him after he tore down the little front part of the east. The east wing of the White House is gone. People's lives have been destroyed by these ICE terrorists just snatching people off the street. Farmers who voted for him are going to lose their farms and their houses and their livelihoods because of the tariffs and the subsidies he's giving to Argentina. I have a hard time watching these women joke about it or try to pull it apart or put a political spin on it, Amy Alyssa Farfarla Griffin, because it's just monumentally sad. And no matter what you say, Whoopi, I don't know what we can do. Nobody's helping us. Nobody is helping. I think it was Mr. Rogers um, who said to kids, if you're in trouble, if you're trying to figure things out, look for the helpers. They're not in Washington, and they're the ones in charge. And I'm just going to leave this hump day post there. There are no helpers. So what the fuck are we supposed to do?